did I see? What did I see when you sing it? What did I see when you swing it? That funny old tune will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me its slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me its slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I thought today we'd go ahead and check back in with the Love Has Won cult, maybe some other cult stuff, and maybe some vegan teacher. She's not part of a cult, but I find her funny. So we might do some vegan teacher stuff. Hope you're all doing well today. We have a new emote, in case you missed it. I believe Keirthin made the art for it, so thank you, Keirthin. Much appreciated. It's me as a Reptoid person, so check it out if you don't have it yet. Bumble Homestead with 300 bits, thank you very much. So yeah, cool stuff. Can I not do it yet? Maybe I need to refresh. So yeah, Love Has Won. Love Has Won, if you haven't seen my previous coverage of Love Has Won, is a cult that mummified their leader. They've been charged with counts of, I think, abusing a corpse and child endangerment because there was a child on the premises of the corpse. It's Ceci. Thanks for subscribing for 6 months. Says happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're all having a good long weekend if you're here in the States. They're a cult that believed this woman. I forget her name. I just know of her as Mother God because that's what they call her, though she certainly has a real normal name. She claimed to be God. She claimed to be the reincarnation of Jesus and, like, the Buddha and Marilyn Monroe and all sorts of people. She claims to remember being hung on the cross. She was a real piece of work. She was drunk all the time. She was high all the time. And she abused her followers and their children. So it's not great. So I thought we'd take a look at how they're doing today. Like I said, they mummified her. They've been charged for that. And now they're still doing daily live streams because they're out. They're not, like, in jail or anything awaiting trial. So yeah, let's check it out. Pointless, thank you for subscribing for 2 months and starting off the hype train. I appreciate it.
Oh my. Sweet. I can't believe it's July 1st. Here we are again.
Here we are again.
Hey, where is everyone? I don't know, Mike.
Or is he meaning like the video?
Oh. You never know. Definitely today is like a portal day. July 1st.
What's a portal day? What?
Yeah, maybe everyone's spinning. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, because he said, there you are. I think you're not going to see our faces anymore. We're just gonna...
Too crazy.
Yeah.
But like when they muffle you out
Or
so badly. No, please.
Oh my god.
I did want to share this article because I feel like it's the most relevant to start today's show.
Right.
I just have to watch my words because, you know, you can get blocked very quickly.
You gotta say
yeah, and I've said the jab. Guy who taunted others to just shut up and get the jab dies after getting the jab.
Oh, that just made my heart hurt.
Karma comes quick nowadays. A man who publicly ridiculed individuals on Facebook for doubting the jabs has now paid the ultimate price. He's dead.
Did they seriously include a really bad laugh track over someone dying? Lovely. Kirthan says they have such a weird mix of beliefs. I know. I think they're also 9/11 air quote truthers. They're Trump supporters, QAnon believers. It's very weird.
Wrong one.
Oh, who gave them a soundboard? Come on. Stop it. They really need to turn down the volume on that laugh track, though. It is blowing out their mic or whatever. It shouldn't be going through the mic. A soundboard usually just wires right into the system, but it sounds like it's blowing out the mic, so I don't know where or how it's working.
You laughed at that. It's just the way, this is Hal Turner. So when Hal Turner, like, writes articles, the way he puts it, like, he just goes right for the heart. Has now paid the ultimate price. He's dead. And then this man's name is Jason, a 45-year-old Ohio bartender, had his first dose of the jab on the April 2nd.
Hal Turner is a neo-Nazi, by the way. Shock! I'm shocked. These people are also... There are clips of them being quite... I don't know about these two specifically, but I know other cult members have been on camera being very racist and anti-Semitic, so...
In Ohio, he expected some adverse effects because he told folks on Facebook, Dr. Fauci said, yeah, the first shot is harsh. He appeared to have experienced no difficulties until his second jab on the 30th, April 30th. On May 3rd, he compared COVID to AIDS and chastised people who believed that the jab was pushed too quickly without adequate testing, ordering them to shut the hell up and get the jab. On May 18th, he announced that he had signed up for the lottery for anyone who had received the jab to mark Pride Month. He updated his photo on June 1st, just days before his death.
Minute left on the hype train.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Hal Turner said.
Interesting.
Are you going to explain how he died? Did he die? The fact that he didn't say how he died makes me think he got hit by a car or something, and it's completely unrelated to the vaccine. Pointless with 100 bits. Let me see if I can find this. Hal Turner. I know he's going to be shitty. But I gotta know what the fuck. Vaccine. The Amazing Physicist says, "Hi, Hannah." You sexy thing, you. Well, thank you. Mike Mack says, "So their cult name is a lying. Who would have thought?" Yeah. Lots of false bullshit by him. Surprise. I can't find the specific article that they're reading from, but considering when I Google that guy's name, it's all fact checks on false claims he's making about COVID-19, and the fact that they didn't mention a cause of death for the guy in the article, or at least they didn't read it, makes me think that, in fact, it wasn't the COVID vaccine that did it. Surprise. Jody Girl, thanks for the 100 bits.
So, very ironic. It's like that song, it's like, isn't it ironic?
Don't you think? If
It's like rain.
anyone lives in Canada, can you tell me? So I was watching this TikTok of this girl who is like, she does like a lot of news reporting, kind of like whatever on her TikTok, and she's from Canada. And
I get most of my news from TikTok. You know, I'm just a little more woke than the rest of you, okay? I know about the pineal gland and our ability to decalcify it, okay? TikTok's where I get my news.
she talked about that there was supposedly a bill that was passed like in the middle of the night when like no one was paying attention in Canada.
How are people like this justifying the fact that millions of people have been vaccinated so far, and there have been very few to virtually no, like, issues? There have been some few people who've had, like, reactions because of, like, other factors, but, like, millions of people have gotten it. If the vaccine was dangerous, we'd have millions of dead people, but there's not. So what do they think the issue is?
Canada. I'm looking at articles right now, but if anybody specifically knows what it's about, apparently it's a pretty bad censorship bill.
Chaotic Star Whale, thank you for 100 bits. Marcus Drake with 50 says, "Wait, is it pineal gland? I've been pronouncing it pineal gland. I can't show my face at the local crystal store again." And ZeroM80, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community.
Canada is like the new North Korea. That's what I'm gathering.
Canada is the new North Korea. Canada, the highest per capita prison population on the planet. Wait. No, that's the other North American country. Fuck.
Sorry. Like, Canada, mine as well.
The only one you could find was a guy who died after a second dose and he was 88. Yeah, or 86 rather. As it turns out, 86-year-olds die.
Have Kim Jong-un
I don't mean to make light of that guy's death, but I assume he died of old age.
as its leader because it's
Oh god, stop playing the blown out laugh track. What are you doing?
it sounds like they're like becoming real fucking off their rockers.
Stop.
Okay, I did find one article.
Okay, look, I'm not, can someone, like, confiscate that thing from them? Because they need, sometimes, you know, there's a lot of times where, like, my volume or the video volume will be way off. But this is, like, a whole other level of audio balance issues. Can we not allow these people to have a fucking soundboard like it's a goddamn midday shock jock radio program?
Canada's government is seeking to silence Canadian journalists at home and abroad with a...
Citisaurus with 150 bits says, "Working on my day off dealing with massive stacks of paper and cleaning my desk. Glad to see Cult Watch is on. I'm glad that you chose me to listen to." And Kirthan says, "Churches either have the best or the worst AV tech, and that's on God."
draconian censorship bill. Interesting to use the word draconian.
That's a commonly used phrase.
Says, as a Canadian journalist, I could be subject to a censorship bill, which if passed in the Senate, which it was passed to my awareness.
Does Canada have a bicameral legislature, or is it like a single chamber?
But I don't
Like,
know.
is it just parliament? Do they have just a parliament? I'm not sure.
Let us know. Would effectively shadow ban and censor everyone's voice into oblivion. After seeing his tweet, and I guess we'll see who tweeted this. Someone tweeted that Bill C-10 was passed during the night. This was back on the...
They have two houses? Okay, cool. What did they call it? Bill C-10? Canada. Bill C-10. An act to amend the Broadcasting Act. An act to amend the Broadcasting Act, Bill C-10, is a proposed Canadian federal legislation introduced in November 3rd, 2020, by Minister of Canadian Heritage Stephen Guilbault, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, during the second session of the 43rd Canadian Parliament. The bill seeks to amend the Broadcasting Act to account for the increased prominence of internet video and digital media by adding undertakings that conduct broadcasting over the internet to the regulatory scope of the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission, CRTC. The bill was passed by the House of Commons on June 22nd, 2021 and awaits Senate approval. Mike Mack says, here's a link for Conspiracy Tuesday. Okay. Saving for Tinfoil Tuesday. Thank you. And Riotous Bunny Queen, thanks for subscribing at Prime for 12 months. Happy anniversary. The bill will also update Canada's broadcasting policy to prioritize the needs and interests of Canadians and the inclusion and involvement of Canadians of diverse backgrounds in broadcasting programming. It removes the Act's requirement that all broadcasters be fully owned by Canadians, removes the 7-year term limit for CRTC issue broadcast licenses, a regulatory process which will not apply to internet broadcasters, and adds a mechanism of imposing conditions on broadcasters, including radio, television, and online undertakings. Without them being bound to a license term, the bill also introduces monetary fines for violating orders and regulations issued by the CRTC. Supporters of Bill C-10 state that it would allow CRTC to compel foreign streaming services to follow similar regulatory obligations to the conventional radio and television broadcasters, including mandating that they make contributions to the Canada Media Fund to support the production of Canadian content, which was projected by government officials to result in at least $830 million in additional funding by 2023, and improve the discoverability of Canadian content on their platforms. Bill C-10 has faced criticism for granting a large amount of power to the CRTC, who are unelected regulators and receive very little guidance from Parliament or the government. Its unclear applicability to user-generated content on social media services has also faced concerns that it infringes on freedom of expression. Guilbault has argued that the bill is meant to only apply to professional media and not individual users, but the Broadcasting Act would still be applied to the platform itself. Interesting. Kirthan with 100 says, oh, did you hear about those Morris citizens who were arrested in Massachusetts today? Someone sent me some links. I didn't get to see it, but thank you. There's a link, I think. I'll read that in a minute. Thanks for the hype train, anyone. It looks like it's over. I didn't see how high it got, though. So it basically expands the powers of this regulatory organization and applies it to online broadcasting for professional organizations.
23rd of June. And it is fast. Okay, so the bill was passed and now they're going to vote on it to become law. She said this was recently passed in the House of Commons. She spoke with a Canadian journalist about it. He explained that the bill is being presented as being about Canada bringing big tech companies under the regulation of the Canadian radio television communications to have them display more Canadian content. But what people are missing is that there is a clause in the bill with protections for certain publishers and content creators that would protect people like myself. Those clauses were recently removed from the bill, leading many content creating Canadians aware of the bill to worry they will be treated the same as a broadcaster or a programmer subject to regulations. The bottom line is that beyond the mumbo jumbo of the government, this is the latest attack on freedom of expression.
In what way?
It really appears it's a backdoor to be able to control the free flow of information online and begin to silence voices that go against the status quo.
That's not a rhetorical question, by the way. I genuinely don't understand what they think is going to happen with this regulatory body having authority over online broadcasters. And again, it appears the bill isn't talking about people like them. They're talking about, like, professional broadcasters. Like, if there's, I don't know what big Canadian broadcasting companies are, but basically if they run a YouTube channel, those YouTube channels would be subject to the same regulations as broadcast, which seems to make some sense. So I don't understand what their concern is. The Rune Wolf, thanks for subscribing with 3 months with a 1-month streak, says first trimester, whoop. Lily Lovestuff says, finally got a copy of Drugs as Weapons Against Us, so ready to read up on conspiracy theories that were proven and not just crazy ramblings. Well, I hope you enjoy it.
It is not looking good for individual content creators or anyone who has a kind of voice or significant audience where they have the ability to affect and reach millions of people. They are going to be the ones on the chopping block. So sounds like they are now going to literally be regulating anybody who has any sort of platform under.
Stop!
It's not funny.
So they'll be treated just like a news station. So I guess that's why this girl on TikTok was saying that, because she was like, if I get kicked off this app, you know why. That they're basically now, that would be like any.
Right, but if you're claiming to broadcast the news and you're saying that I'm a news station, I'm doing news, then you should be subject to the same regulations as other news organizations, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Anybody, that would be like if I went on TikTok and started saying shit and, you know, that the federal government came after me because I'm now under regulation law.
Are you a news corporation? Are you a news channel? No, you're a crazy cult channel. You're fine.
Of what news stations can publish. So that's pretty crazy.
I was seeing somebody's, like I follow a couple Instagram accounts. I really don't go on Instagram a lot or post, but I follow like a couple people, because back in the day I like followed them because they were like woke, but now they're just like, they're okay. Not so much woke anymore, but that's beside the point. This guy, he made like, again, one of those like woke accounts, and he went to go follow this girl, which seems like she made her personal Instagram, like it was just her name, and it seems like she posts just all disclosure content about the jab, all that stuff, because I could see like a little snippet, because he took a screenshot because he went to go follow this page because she has good content, and it said
she has good content means she says things they want to hear, like misinformation about the vaccines, etc.
like, are you sure you really want to follow at like Brittany or whatever her name started with a B or something? And it was like, this person has been caught spreading like false information.
Yeah, Facebook's doing a thing now, and I think Instagram too, because I think Instagram is owned by Facebook, where if someone has been deemed to be sharing extremist content, like anti-vax stuff, or like neo-Nazi shit, or like QAnon stuff, basically if you try and follow them, there might be a little pop-up that says like, are you sure? They're kind of an extremist. It's the most milquetoast non-answer to the issue of misinformation online that you could possibly have. They're not doing anything to the content, they're just saying, are you sure? This is sketchy.
On multiple accounts, like on multiple occasions or something. I'll have to like look up and see what it's like, because I didn't even know that Facebook had started to, I mean, on Facebook, Instagram like did that, like in a way. I have to like find the account.
It's kind of like an offshoot of what they started doing to us. Like if everyone remembers, like when our old website, like lovehasone.org, and you know, and even our Gaia's site and stuff, like people were trying to access it through their browser, whether it was on their phone or their computer, it would say like, this website isn't safe, like don't go forward, and you basically had to like go.
I mean, that's probably because you had like shit web design that was like compromising people's security, not because of the content of the website, most likely.
Through these like special hoops.
That's what it said.
Are you sure you want to follow Britt Galvin? This account has posted false or misleading information multiple times. Wow. That's
Wow, how dare they tell us that the wrong things we're saying are wrong.
super fucked.
Yeah, and she just seems like she's trying to post truth stuff.
You're missing the point!
I'm assuming. I mean, I doubt she's, someone that's brainwashed by society and her account is being limited, so I don't know, dude, it's
You stupid motherfuckers!
getting worse.
Momo211 says, wait, are these the cultists who mummified their leader? Just hopped into the stream. Indeed they are.
Every day.
Yeah, Amanda was saying the Conservative Party's going against it, but Trudeau basically goes with what China wants and Biden.
That sounds like a reasonable position. Also, that's not how that works. You already said, guys, you said it has to go to the other chamber of Canadian Parliament to be voted on. So it would be up to them, not Justin Trudeau. I would imagine he has some sort of, and again, I don't know a ton about the, governmental structure of Canada outside of the fact that it's a parliamentary system, but, I would imagine he maybe has something similar to a veto power, and he probably signs bills, but other than that, it's up to the legislators, rather, sorry.
He's such a whore.
They are not in Canada now. At least I don't think so. I don't know where they are, but I think they're American.
And that's why probably Trump had said, watch what I do with big tech, because big tech that's what they've been trying to do now for a decade, is big tech wants control of the media. So there was lawsuits a while ago. I want to say it was last year, possibly. But
5.1 just in Cuba.
oh, shit.
Call the fam.
You okay down there? I don't even know.
They're not even using... First of all, the laugh track's horrible. Second of all, they're not even using it at appropriate times. I need to get a soundboard. Because I definitely would be less obnoxious than them about it. Yeah.
They have telephones.
Oh, no!
No, Cuba's actually, they're very similar to some other places where they don't have any cell phone service there. So
Damn.
I'm pretty sure that they only are allowed to have landlines and stuff. They're very boxed in.
Starling CJ, thanks for subscribing with Prime.
Yeah, they don't even have internet, I'm pretty sure.
What if you want to say Merry Christmas to your family in Cuba? Just a thought.
Cuba's internet is connected to a cable to Venezuela, which has had technical problems limiting its speed. The United States refuses to allow an undersea cable from Cuba to Florida in order to get them Wi-Fi. So yes, they have Wi-Fi.
Wow, it's almost like the United States sanctions against Cuba have materially affected the lives of the citizens of Cuba very negatively. Weird how that is, huh? Lily Lovestuff says, okay, but have you heard the conspiracy theory that Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son? It's one of my faves. I have heard that one.
But
It's incredibly stupid.
it's very limited.
Because I don't think Castro did blackface at all, so I don't see the resemblance.
And
Because we won't help. Shocker.
yeah.
That's so shitty.
And cell phone service is basically so limited because they don't have access to the cell phone towers and things because of the embargo.
That's so weird too, because as far as I understand, they're Trump supporters. They believe in the QAnon stuff, at least some of it. But Obama tried to start to thaw relations with Cuba and start to lift sanctions, and then when Trump was elected into office, he undid all that. So they're currently complaining about the material state of the infrastructure of Cuba that's being prevented from improving because of the United States sanctions that Donald Trump prevented from being lifted. But they're also in support of Trump. Okay.
Embargo, no one was allowed to import anything, so I don't feel that there's even a lot of cell phone towers. But you basically have to call them collect. So they're pretty much separated from the entire world. But
Give Cuba internet.
It's not a laugh moment. Stop it.
fucking crickets, I retire.
And a drum roll. God's a woman! Thank you, we'll be Stop.
We have to get more. We'll play around with more. But yeah, I remember like when Facebook was getting sued and there was this whole debate on whether Facebook was simply like considered a journalistic platform or whether it was considered like just a basically free speech platform, because if you're a journalism, that's basically what Facebook became, because it started to regulate what you could post, but then they also don't want to be regulated as a journalism platform. So,
Regulating the content that gets posted to your platform doesn't make you a news outlet. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
It seems too like sus. Like it seems like there's a lot of like hidden, you know what I mean? When they put bills and then like in the middle of the bill, they're like, yeah, we're going to release disclosure about UFOs in May of 2021. We're just not going to tell anybody, skirt. You know, that's what they did about this bill.
And
like
then
it's
it was
like
so weak sauce, that UFO report.
Oh, that was so dumb. But it's like they always put like fine line, like what does this have to like, I don't know, just like big tech is just involved with everything. And we should have been warned when George Orwell called it Big Brother. Do you know what I mean? Like too similar. Big tech, big this, big pharma.
Are they under the impression that Facebook and Twitter started calling themselves Big Tech? Big Mac? Yeah.
Ryan, he was like, he
Biggie Smalls?
called it Big Brother. And what did he really mean by that? I feel like whether he realized it or not, he was talking about the patriarchy. Big Brother. Get it?
This is starting to swing back around to hilarious. The constant misuse of the laugh track is becoming funny the more we do this. This is the love cult, yes.
Someone did.
It's yeah, we're living in this like apocalyptic style place where, I mean,
You mummified a woman
I feel
in your house.
they're really going hard on censorship only because they know that the inevitable is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they can do is censor so much so that as many people as possible don't access the truth, in hopes that when everything does crumble, that maybe those people will just be so dumb that they won't even know what's going on.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know what other motivations that there would be. And ultimately, we all know, like, there's just no way for these, like, corporations to continue on, especially things like Facebook and YouTube, because that level of censorship, like, unless we're living in a communist state, should appall everybody. The problem is that it doesn't.
But if we are living in a communist state, it shouldn't appall them. No reason, I'm just checking.
The problem is that nobody cares. But because they are missing the entire point, that if you start taking away those what seem like small rights, you've now basically taken the Constitution and lit on fire and thrown it out the window. That's basically what you're doing.
The Constitution does not say that private companies can't ban you from their platforms for them thinking you breached their TOS. The First Amendment says that the government cannot censor you. The government has not censored you. Now, if you want to nationalize social media, if you want the government to confiscate Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and turn them into, like, publicly owned utilities, great, let's do that. And then your First Amendment rights will absolutely apply in that way. Yes, I am on board. But you can't have it both ways. You can't want these companies to be private, multinational, billion-dollar corporations and also expect them to act as a governmental entity. 'Cause they're not. You gotta pick one.
They don't get it. That was the cabal's tactic this whole time, was if they take away small rights very slowly over time, you wouldn't notice. But if you look at where we were in terms of freedom of speech, or right to property, right to privacy, if you look at any of the main constitutional clauses and you compare where we were at 20 years ago to where we are now, you will be alarmed at how many rights you no longer have, and nobody really understands. They still think that we live in this ultra free society. If you're getting censored off of Facebook and you're not allowed to post whatever the fuck you want. Now I do understand to a certain extent that
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know where they're getting the idea of the right to property. That's not in the Bill of Rights. So, obviously in the United States you do have the legal right to have private property, but I don't understand what she's specifically referring to in that case. You know what I mean?
there are certain things you shouldn't be posting, like videos or people live streaming, killing other people, probably not a good idea. But it's fascinating, and what should trigger everybody's awareness is you'll get censored for putting out free speech and speaking your truth on politics, but yet human traffickers run rampant on Facebook. And
who on Facebook is hey everyone, got a new batch of people today, who would like this, on Facebook Marketplace or whatever? No, they don't. What are you talking about?
They don't seem to get censored.
Right.
So, I don't know. What are our goals here?
This was funny. This article, I was just on Zero Hedge. They just printed it yesterday. George Orwell's 1984 has become a blueprint for our dystopian reality.
Do you think they've read 1984? Over under. Have they read 1984? I have not. In school, I had to read Brave New World, different dystopian novel. I want to read 1984 eventually, but I haven't. But have they? I also don't cite 1984 like that because I haven't read it outside of this reference to 1984 is this or that. I've seen the movie, but I haven't read the book. I've read Animal Farm. Am I remembering correctly? Did Brave New World end in a blood orgy? Did Brave New World end in a BDSM blood orgy? Or am I making that up?
Yep. Pretty much.
It did? Rad.
This is, yeah. The quotes from the book are just
Ended in an orgy for Ford Day. Cool.
Are so spot on. And it was
scary spot on.
To the future or to the
That's why Brave New World is the better book. No blood orgies in 1984.
past, to a time when
There might be, I don't know, again, I've read.
Thought is free, when men are different from one another, and
No blood was there? See, I thought they described, for some reason, so they did have an orgy. For some reason, I guess I thought they described doing, torturous things to each other as well. Maybe I'm wrong.
do not live alone, to a
It
time
ended in a suicide, but the orgy is right before that. Maybe I'm conflating the two in my mind. Maybe I'm somehow, squeezing those two together and getting blood orgy.
when truth exists and what is done cannot be undone, from the age of uniformity, from the age of solitude, from the age of Big Brother, from the age of doublethink. Greetings. That's literally how some people sound, following, they're just Big Brother. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. There you go.
Yep.
If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. That was funny. But yeah, it's a very long article. I'm not gonna read it, but those are just some quotes from the book. The creatures outside looked from a pig to a man, and from a man to pig, and from pig to man again, but already it was impossible to say which was which.
Literally.
It's just very interesting. And it's funny because, of course, that's one of the books that's banned. You can't you can't. It's not recommended for schools anymore. I wonder why.
I read Animal Farm. I'm pretty sure Animal Farm is still read in schools, at least most of them. Animal Farm in schools. Let's see. Maybe it did get banned for some dumbass reason. Bay County and 3 high schools in Panama City, Florida banned Animal Farm in 1987, but the Bay County School Board overturned the ban after 44 parents filed a suit. So according to this, there are 2 high schools that might still have it banned. This one's from 2017. School removes Animal Farm from curriculum. A school district in Stonington, Connecticut removed George Orwell's classic dystopia Animal Farm from the 8th grade curriculum, despite protestations of a popular longtime teacher. Book was removed from district's anchor text, which means it can no longer be used as part of the main instruction, relegating its use to supplemental after-school and enrichment reading, so they can use it as part of the curriculum, just not as one of the anchor texts, not as one of the main books they read in the class. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out what the reason was. I have heard 1, whole group discussion of a single book is discouraged. 2, the book is age inappropriate. And 3, it's not part of a list of approved books. I guess I don't know why it would be considered age inappropriate. I read it in high school, though. I'm pretty sure we read Animal Farm, like, in 9th grade. But yeah, most schools don't have that book banned.
Yeah, probably like most of the books that
Sanchini says the main character was whipping himself. The paparazzi showed up and everyone was so amazed by him whipping himself bloody that it turned into an orgy. When everyone wakes up, they find the main character has hanged himself. There you go. That's why I thought blood orgy, because he was bloody. Blood orgy.
I feel used to be on like the school like recommended list. Like I know like when I was in high school, it was recommended to read books like Fahrenheit 451.
Daddy Sume, you can have a blood orgy without a totalitarian state. Fun fact.
And things like that, which now they don't
As long as everyone's consenting.
recommend.
Not that book.
Because it is very similar to George Orwell's 1984, where it talks about a future time when ultimately books were banned because they held knowledge. So no one was allowed to read books, and ultimately
Your shitty streams of delusional misinformation aren't books.
the story about all these crusaders who go about to save books, and they basically sell books on the black market for people who want to expand their consciousness. So the only thing that's available is like, it's a crazy book, and it really sums up like where we would be headed if we were on that timeline, that there was no books. You couldn't learn anything about the past, but you couldn't learn anything about like what had happened over time in history. You couldn't learn anything
Like critical race theory? So we should do critical race theory, right?
that you were interested to learn about. You could only watch TV, and there was only like 3 stations: the news, like game shows and things like that, and like porn. That's it. And if you've seen Black Mirror, it's very similar to that episode, if anyone's seen that Black Mirror episode.
Nancy, I love banned books. I'm starting a collection.
Stop it.
And
The
that's,
audience found you funny, Nancy.
and that's, I feel, another reason. It was another reason. Well, now you have the internet, but here's the thing. The war on books is very subtle. But if you notice, I would be surprised as shit if any of you who have children under the age of 15, if they read books.
Right, but that's not a ban. That's the fact that we have tons of other stuff going on, which is why schools try to teach children the joy of reading. Right? That's the point. Kids are, and I'm not trying to be an old person who's like, oh, the kids these days. Because when I was younger, I didn't like reading books recreationally very much either. It wasn't until later that I got into comics and stuff, and then I kind of segued that into reading, traditional novels and even nonfiction books. But, like, it's not that they're banning books or even discouraging kids from reading them. The school system very much encourages kids to read, but there's so much other shit out there. It's just hard, It's hard for kids to sit down and read a book. I would imagine kids' attention spans, and I have a shit attention span, right? I have ADHD. But I imagine kids who grow up in the world today have an even worse attention span, just because there's so much stimulation all the time. It's probably hard to sit down and read a book. I don't know. It's not a ban, though. Schools are doing their best, I would imagine, to try and get kids to read. Lily Lovestuff says, meanwhile, I just bought a book about how the CIA fueled the drug wars with the help of former Nazis. I would think that would be a book the government would try to ban. That's the thing, too. You know how many books are banned in America for the general public? 0. There are 0 books that in the United States are illegal to own. There are none. If you want to go buy Mein Kampf or the Turner Diaries or the Anarchist Cookbook, you can do that as long as you can find someone selling it. You can have it in your possession. It's not illegal. There are no illegal books in the United States.
Because from what I have seen, most people don't read books anymore. I know a lot of people have said, oh, I've never liked to read.
Dread Pirate Mix says, kids absolutely do read books. The young adult market is huge. I know it was when I was in high school, like a decade ago, because that was like the heyday of like Twilight and Hunger Games. So I guess I don't know what the state of young adult stuff is currently. But if you say so, I believe you.
I can't sit down and read. I understand it's not for everybody, but I also think it's how you were raised. If you were raised not reading books, of course you're not going to like reading books. A lot of the children have been pushed.
Doesn't Anarchist Cookbook land you on some kind of CIA list? I think if you, like, there was a story about if you checked it out from a library or something, that it put you on a watch list. I don't remember. It's funny, though, because from what I understand, a lot of the information in the Anarchist Cookbook is bullshit anyway. Like, I think he has recipes in there for certain explosives, and the recipes are total horseshit. He just made them up. I've seen an interview with him as an adult, and it's a little funny. With the age of... I'm not even... You know what? Nope, I'm on Twitch. I'm not going to say what I was going to say there. I just don't think the Anarchist Cookbook is... relative to the infinity that is the internet, a source that anyone would honestly go to for any sort of advice.
Into a more visual world now, where now kids who do, distance learning, they're actually not reading anything. They're simply watching videos.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is that videos, because they are on platforms, can be censored, can be restricted. So you can say, oh yeah, in 2021, you can pretty much Google anything and learn about it. You don't need books, but the internet is censored. Books are not, to the extent that if you can get a hold of certain books, they can't be censored. Even books like 1984 or like Mein Kampf was also another book.
Mein Kampf.
That was banned. You can still get it. I got it. So
Yeah.
you can find ways to get it. But the reason that they've pushed people...
I'm pretty sure they sell Mein Kampf on Amazon. Let me look. I don't want to expose my personal info if I go on my Amazon. And I don't need you to see what I've been looking at on Amazon anyway. It's a microscope. I was looking for a microscope on Amazon. Let's see. Mein Kampf. Yeah, here you are. Mein Kampf, Art of War, Communist Manifesto, Mein Kampf. Not only can you get Mein Kampf, you can pick which version of Mein Kampf you want. What a stupid bullshit lie to get upset about. It was banned in Germany for a while. Yeah, I think so. It's not anymore to my knowledge, though.
away from books
Were some of
is
those on Kindle Unlimited? I think they were.
because a lot of books
Because I would imagine at this point, Mein Kampf, at least an unannotated version, is probably in the public domain. Like, who would be like, yeah, I own the copyright to Mein Kampf, you know what I mean? MH Darkbeast says, hey Hannah, these people are painful. After them we need this. So here's a nice cleanse for you that you might enjoy.
Think of it.
Okay, thank you.
hold a lot of knowledge and a lot of
Banned to sell, but not banned to own. Well, there you go.
information that has been published over many, many years, because back in the day, that was the only way to get information out, was through books. So if you look at some of the books from the 1900s, 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, those have the most knowledge in them.
Okay, no? No. No. There's a lot of information in books from that time period. I'm not saying don't read those books. Absolutely read those books. I'm sure there's tons of stuff from that period that's still relevant today and interesting, especially fiction books. But if we're talking about, like, non-fiction, knowledge tends to increase over time in a stable society. So I would imagine a book on a topic, let's say we have one topic, I don't know, gardening, let's say, general gardening, and we looked at a random book from 1920 and we looked at a random book from 2020, the 2020 book is probably going to have more accurate, in-depth information, because it's easier to get this information and spread it and put it in things, you know? We've learned things over the past century about basically every topic.
And that's why they steer you away from books now. Oh, don't read anything, just watch this YouTube video.
Senshini says Mein Kampf has never been illegal as such in Germany, but the publisher who owned the rights to it did not print it and shut down all attempts by everyone else to print it until the rights expired. Oh, okay. Interesting.
So I don't know, maybe we are living in kind of that Fahrenheit 451 where people don't want to read anymore, so they just want to watch something. But the problem with that is that everything you watch is now censored and scripted and changed from actually what, has...
Except them, who are on YouTube right now, making daily live streams, thus completely defeating the point they're trying to make right now.
been shared in other avenues, but I don't know. Interesting though.
Feels like we're in Nazi Germany circa 1940 or some shit.
Mhm.
Why is she using the laugh track this way?
I read a similar book, I feel, for college, but it wasn't Fahrenheit 451, but it was a similar book that took place during World War II in Germany or France or
You know, the
whatever.
funny thing is, I bet the actual amount of, like, words per day, if we just nailed it down to, like, words per day that young people read, it's probably higher now than it's been in most of American history, because we have phones constantly on us, and even if you're not reading a novel, you might be reading news or things other people write. Like, I imagine people are reading, in the literal sense, more every day now than they ever have. Fan fiction, sure. Like, I just don't understand what their basis for these beliefs are, other than their feelings.
And they were forced to burn all their books in piles, and this woman went to someone rich's house and like broke in and saw all their books and was like obsessed with them. I actually feel like it was to the point where she was born and it was like a world without the books, and so she saw books and were like drawn to them because she hadn't seen them ever, or she hadn't seen them since she was
It sounds like the plot to The Book Thief.
little, and then like the person in the house like let her come and like read the books or something like that. Like she became friends with the owners. It was all just, it's interesting, and I don't know the reasoning. I mean, that book in 1984, totally understandable why those people out there want to ban those books, because of, questioning their, because they don't want to, it's calling them out anyways. But the other ones that were banned, Catcher in the Rye, I've never read it, but I know it's a requirement for most
Classic.
schools.
I'm gonna be real with you. I hated Catcher in the Rye. We had to read that in my AP Lit class, I think. I hated it, and I hate Holden Caulfield, and I hope he dies. That's okay to say, right? He's a fictional character. It's fine.
Lord of the Flies was banned. Why? It's a bunch of fucking dudes on an island.
I've never read that book. Actually.
Teenage boys.
Why aren't kids reading anymore? I've never read that book, so I don't know what it's about or why it
Boys, the movie is fucking weird from back in the day.
Okay, so you've seen the movie, but I assume that means you haven't read the book. Now, again, I'm not in favor of schools banning, that book. I read Lord of the Flies in school. It was fine. We liked that book. But, like, calling it a bunch of dudes on an island is simplifying the fuck out of what happens in that book. It's not just a bunch of dudes on an island. It's a bunch of young boys, or young men, whatever you want to call them. I forget their specific age, but they're young, slowly descending into tribalistic, like, murder and cult-like behavior, ironically, and killing each other brutally.
And yeah, there's a little, like, there's weird shit, but it's trying to teach you that, like, I feel the main, again, why people get triggered is, like, because the boys went into a power struggle on the island, and, like, one person, I can't really remember the book, it's been years since I read it, but, like, I think that there was a boy that started to, like, be too power hungry, and they had to, like, take him down in a way, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, again, just society of, like, how it works,
Yeah.
like, people joining together, and, like, just how people get power, and they get power hungry, and they start controlling. It's pretty much a book
That's, she's misremembering the plot of that book.
of that sort. And then they banned Animal Farm, which is another one of George Orwell's books. And I feel like it just has to do with the evolution of, like, the robots of society, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure
they're basically in a power struggle for their cult. I forget the characters' names except for Piggy, but there's a more reasonable boy, a more kind of out there boy who wants to, like, lean into the savagery of them living on this island and murdering people that they think should be a sacrifice for the Lord of the Flies. And then there's Piggy, who's sort of the scientific logic metaphor or allegory or whatever. And in their savagery, the cult-like boys being led by the bad guy, antagonist, whatever, kills Piggy. And shortly after this, I believe, adults find them on the island, and I think all the boys break down crying. And the larger allegory is because it's just a commentary on, like, the savagery of man and how we really haven't evolved into anything more than the tribalistic savage beasts that we always are. They're picked up by a military vessel, and it's World War II, so it's supposed to be sort of allegory for, like, yeah, these boys kind of descended into this stupid conflict over nothing when they should have been working together to survive, and the irony is that they're being rescued by a military ship that's involved in World War II, which is that same level of stupid tribalism on a global scale.
was something to do with, like, they said he was talking about communism in the book, and I feel
Was it World War III? That's my bad.
like that's why their excuse was
Same idea.
to ban Animal Farm, but it was just how the animals learned how to walk on two legs and do what the humans do, which is just, again, a metaphor for how we follow our leaders and we want to become them, and we have as a society, which is another point. And then I don't know if Of Mice and Men was banned, but it is a good book. The other one that was banned that doesn't make sense to me is To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't understand.
Yeah, I did read.
All these books that they're saying are banned are books that have been banned by, like, specific school districts around the country. And again, I'm not defending that. I think To Kill a Mockingbird is a great book, and I think all kids should read it in school. But, like, they're acting as though this is a nationwide ban on these things, and it is not. It's very specific school boards who are making these calls, and the funny thing is, I would imagine if you looked into the schools, the school boards, and who on the school boards is voting, it's probably right-leaning people who support Donald Trump, who they also support. Books usually get banned by Republicans. Usually.
That one. I'm not sure why they chose to ban. I'm so glad to see so many people saying that they love reading books.
I highly recommend To Kill a Mockingbird. It's very good.
And that some of their children do read books. That's great. That's bless up. Yeah, I mean, that's how mom learned. Like, and I get it, not everyone's a book reader. That's totally cool too. But I mean, mom was reading like 1 or 2 books a day, you know, when she was younger.
And then she got older and became a cult leader and addicted to drugs and alcohol. So how'd that work out for her?
That was like her thing. She just wanted to read as many things as possible. That's how I learned a lot of, you know, things when I was like waking up, you know, trying to figure out what's going on is I was a book reader. Like my parents are really big on
This is the only argument I've ever heard against reading books.
books and literature, and so I always read books more so than I watched movies or shows or anything like that. Like I hardly know any movies or shows. It just wasn't my like thing. But I read a lot of books. Now I don't know that I could sit down and like read an entire book, but certain books like
Takes like a day to read a book depending on the size of the book, maybe like 2 or 3 days. What are you doing?
that we have had on the mission, you know, I've enjoyed reading. And if it's something interesting to me now, because part of the thing is once you like meet mom and you like you learn the truth about everything, there's not too many books that are gonna like tell you anything. You know, you're not gonna like necessarily learn anything new from books because you've already like, you know, you found God, and what else do you really need to know?
I'm gonna pull my hair out. No! No! You need to learn more. This is why you're in a cult.
But it still is cool to learn about certain things that you just can't find anymore. You're just not going to find it online. You're not going to find it, you know, in an online magazine or online newspaper. So it's just kind of one of those old school ways that you can still gather information, and it's not as censored. So bring back Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss is not banned! Dr. Seuss is not banned! Dr. Seuss is not banned! You can go on Amazon right now. Fudge it. You can see whatever's on my Amazon. I don't care. There's nothing on there you can't see. Okay. Amazon. Dr. Seuss. Oh, look. Dr. Seuss's beginner books collection. Oh, the places you'll go. What pet should I get? Dr. Seuss's ABCs. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. The cat in the mother flippin' hat. Hop on Pop. Green eggs and ham. The Lorax, Fox and Socks. All these other fucking Dr. Seuss books. Every fucking Dr. Seuss book. Okay? They're not banned. The Dr. Seuss Foundation that owns the rights to the Dr. Seuss books decided that they would stop publishing 6 books from the Dr. Seuss catalog because they weren't selling well and because they had racist imagery in them. Dr. Seuss is not banned. You stupid fucks.
All those books, I just don't even understand like why people get triggered by words. Again, get triggered by words in a book, but
It wasn't the words that they were upset by. And no one, to my knowledge, even, like, was upset outside of the people who published the books. I think they were more upset by, like, this depiction of African people. I think this is probably what they were offended by. Or, like, this depiction of a Chinese boy with yellow skin. They'd already actually changed that in another edition, but he still got the hat and the chopsticks and stuff. Here's another one. Had, you know, Asian depictions that aren't too hot. Yeah, no one knew about these books until they stopped publishing them because they were already books that weren't popular. It's so frustrating to me that these idiots will just listen to something from right-wing media and then just act like it's true and not take 5 seconds to research it.
nobody wants to question when the people that are banning these books are the ones that have read these books and know we are becoming what these books were talking about and trying to teach us what, because kids are sensitive. It made our generations who we are. Millennials aren't that great, but, you know, getting there.
There's nothing worse than a self-hating millennial who buys into, like, the boomer millennials are shit rhetoric. It's so cringy when they're like, you know what, I'm one of the good millennials. I'm not lazy and entitled like everyone else my age. It's like,
But they're just an important part of life, and I feel like it's just sad that that's taken away. Who knows what kids have to read nowadays? I know when I switched schools, my English class, it was like, okay, like all those books are banned, but the book that I read in high school, Dante's Inferno, is not.
aren't young millennials in their early 30s? I'm a young millennial and I'm 27. So I think I'm about the bottom of that before, you know, it starts to be Gen Z. The older ones are in their late 30s, early 40s.
Banned, which is about the 7 layers of hell. That's not triggering to people. Like, why don't you?
How many kids are reading Dante's Inferno? Have you tried to read that thing? I own a copy of it. I've read it. Okay, I should say I've read about half of Inferno. I didn't get to the bottom level where Satan is eating Judas over and over again or whatever. Dante's Inferno is not something a teenager would ever want to read unless they have a weird obsession with Florentinian politics circa whenever it was written.
Ban actually fucking weird cabal satanic shit first, like Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno is not satanic. It's not at all. I would imagine Dante Alighieri was probably Christian. He also wrote Purgatorio, which is him going through purgatory, and Paradiso, which is going through heaven. Dante's Inferno was the most popular one, but like it was a trilogy. Lily Love Stuff says Dante's Inferno is just Bible self-insert fan fiction. Yeah, it is.
Shit's fucking weird, and it's scary.
And yes, she did say 9 circles of hell.
Some weird stuff out there, but if you do want to read a book, like obviously number 1 recommended, God, When God Was a Woman. All the books that Mom has recommended are pretty simple. Celestine Prophecy, The Bird Tribe by Ken Carey. She did like some of the Cryon books if you're interested in those. And
Lily Love Stuff says in Paradiso, God is depicted as a book surrounded by rainbows. So God is literally reading rainbow.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Mm-hmm.
Those were Mom's like main books that really gave her a lot of code. So if you do want to read a book, I suggest any of those.
Yeah, or Course in Miracles.
Yeah.
It's like a class you can take back.
Okay, I'm going to start skipping through so we can move on to some other videos.
As a Christian in the modern sense. I mean, Mom did a lot of research on the Bible. And, you know, she read the Bible by the time she was like 4. So she's read the Bible many
Can I get some X's in chat to doubt? Because that's a doubt.
times, but when she first began mission, of course, she was really decoding the Bible more so than she was using it as research, but she was basically decoding the messages in the Bible and the stories that were presented in the Bible, because Mom was really feeling into what the deeper meanings were of these stories as she was coming into the awareness of who she was, and she kept being presented with the message that she was Jesus incarnated. She had like full memories coming back to her of this lifetime. So she did a lot of decodings of the Bible. And I mean, from what Mom has shared, pretty much Revelations and Corinthians were the only most 2 relevant books in the Bible, and the most truthful in terms of Revelations was, you know, talking about what would happen when Christ returns, aka Mom. And Corinthians talks a lot about love and the basis of love and things like that. So, I never read it and found Mom. The Bible can tell you anything. Yeah, I read the Bible. I mean, I was in Catholic school for a long time, and I literally can only tell you like a couple of Bible verses because they were ingrained so deeply into my brain. But
This
other
too shall pass.
Bible is what I literally live, eat, breathe, and sleep to. It's all shit. They're not going to be able to make that jump.
Mhm.
It was a luxury. Like it was like a luxury experience even back when I was younger, and I would say even into my early teens when I was, traveling a lot, and I traveled a lot internationally too, so I could see the difference between domestic flights, international flights. And airlines used to give you free blankets.
Is she just bitching about airlines not being as nice anymore now?
Free face or sleeping masks, whatever. They would give you free headphones so you could like listen to the movies and shit. And even if you flew commercial, like even if you flew, regular class, you got those things. You had like a nice comfy seat, especially JetBlue. And now JetBlue is shit too. And JetBlue used to be like one of my favorite airlines. You got free snacks, free beverages, and if your flight was like over 4 hours long, you got a meal.
Mhm.
And now all of the airlines pack you in like fucking sardines. Even in some of the ones that I've flown that were like business or first class, still shit. You're like sitting like this, literally.
Hear me out. We open the border. We take all liberals from the United States
And send them to Canada.
and send them to Canada. And y'all that like Trump up there, I don't know if you guys also have Democrat, Republican parties, whatever the fuck you're called up there. Come on over, eh?
Deal.
Come on over.
Let's do a swap.
We'll do a swap. Liberal.
I'm about to get government-funded vagina, y'all. Woo!
Go
Yes.
to Canada,
Yes.
and all the other people that are not liberal and annoying can come to the
Yes.
United States. And I
I
feel
vote for
if
that.
we do that, the ascension will like totally just kickstart.
We
full
should
blown.
maybe start a petition.
Yeah, because what Mike said, he's like, all those people threatened to go to Canada if Trump got
Please
elected.
do.
Now it's your time to shine.
Well, hey, when Trump gets reinstated, maybe they'll all flee to Canada.
Maybe.
We'll take all
A military dictatorship does tend to motivate people to get out of Dodge.
the good ones. Do a little swippy swap, then maybe Mom can just wipe out Canada as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And it's Canada Day today.
Canada Day today.
Yes, we lock our citizens up, block their free speech, and make their lives miserable. And on the fucking West Coast, people are frying. They've had 200 people die in British Columbia, over 200, because of the heat wave, because it got over 120 degrees in British Columbia.
Yeah, global warming fucking sucks, right?
Over 200 people died. Like I said, someone was like, oh yeah, that was just, it's a part of life. You're going to lose people in situations like this. Oh, like you're going to lose people when the flu comes around year after year. But no, this year y'all decided to name it COVID.
That's just straight up medical misinformation. COVID is not the flu.
Am I right?
So like, what do you mean this shit just happens? Yeah, people have been dying of the flu for a long time. But this year, or last
Yikes.
A link to do your free Gene Key profile. I highly suggest you do that, and you have that, written down or with you so that you know what your profile is and what your main gene keys are. So if you have any of the gene keys we talk about,
it's usually a jam-packed, energetic month from the 7/7 portal, plus any moon changes, plus we go into Leo season. If anyone's excited for Leo season, you are lying to yourself. Thank you guys. You guys don't have to do that. Thank you.
just so
Fuck Leos, am I right? Don't get me started on Libras. Libras are the best. Prove me wrong. Just kidding. Growing with it. This is just the start.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody for being here today. Read harder that on July 4th, we will not be having the morning live stream. We will be moving to the subscription-based platform.
Oh no! Well, at least they won't be on YouTube anymore. That's good.
So we'll be filming that morning and putting it out. I may put out a test video today or tomorrow for anybody who's subscribed so that I just want to test and make sure that it works perfectly fine. Like you can get on, access it, all of that good stuff. So I will message everybody if I go ahead and put a test video up. So you can check out our new website, the www.thedailydisclosure.com, and you can subscribe through there. And we'll be putting out daily shows the same as we do now. And they're going to be a lot different just because we're not going to have a live audience. You can comment though as you watch it. Like whenever you watch it as the playback, you'll be able to comment on it. We can comment back. We also have a Dropbox on the front of the Daily Disclosure website where you can submit any questions or things that you would like us to do segments on.
I couldn't find it when I Googled it.
So we're going to have a much more like
Maybe it's not up yet.
kind of structured show where we're going to have like segments where we've like felt into a topic and do a whole segment on it. It'll be, a little bit more of like a high-end production. So we hope that everybody tunes in. We're grateful for everybody's support on this.
I feel like these two are me and Jake if things went very, very badly in our lives. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub.
And stay tuned for more updates because we will be probably giving some more updates in the next few days. We're going to launch some sales and things for the month of July on the 7/7 portal. So we'll update you guys on that.
We love you guys. Thank you for being here this morning in honor of Mom, for participating, for supporting.
Did Mom participate? She's dead. Just saying. Okay. That's enough of their stupid live stream. Hey, you know what's funny? Okay, not funny. So Love Has Won, which is that cult. Did I see the new Loki episode? I saw episode 4. So the Love Has Won cult, after Mother God died, the cult kind of split into different factions. There's a faction that runs this other channel, like Escaping Love Has Won or something, which is good. It's a group of people who kind of left and decided that it was all bullshit. We have the people we just watched, who are sort of the primary continuance of Love Has Won. And then we have Father God, who was the boyfriend of Mother God, and now he has his own thing. This is a stream that he did where he says, well, he says that they killed Mother God. I'm hoping he doesn't mean literally, but who knows.
Any time to mourn the greatest being that ever existed.
Yeah.
You wonder why I get pissed off, Jim.
Yes, they thought Father God was the devil.
Yeah. Oh.
And why I have to transform it quickly.
Oh.
The guy on the left was Father God.
By the way, I transform everything for you fucking assholes. I love you, children. I have the physicality of God. I transform everything you do. Doesn't matter anymore. Because Mom passed? You're fucking despicable. I love you.
That's the difference.
I have no idea what you're doing. I'm holding it for you. But this dam's gonna break, children. It's gonna break like you never
What do we do?
could imagine. Just because I'm father doesn't mean I don't cry. Doing my best.
Hello, everyone.
We're doing our best. Thank you, Mom.
Both ready. Here.
We fucking hate you. We've had to come a long way back from that.
Can we get up on the table?
You hate us. You hate us. Why? What did we do to you?
Yes.
Love you. Unconditionally.
Who
I know that's why you hate me, children. If you didn't, you wouldn't be stealing everything
Hello, Chicky Doo.
every day. Confidence and growth and some interesting stuff that's being revealed tonight. The truth always comes through, Buddha. We love you, son. Lying motherfucker. We love you. When I use that word, motherfucker, it might be pretty big if Pops uses that word. Thank you, birds. How dare you fuck your mother, and all of you will pay. None of you are getting to heaven. Because you're in, what? Pops Gate? Well, you're going to play here for a while, right? You can raise as much as you think you are. Says you're thinking. You're still sitting in a fucking gate of hell. And you ain't going no fucking where. I love you. You know who I love more, though? I love God.
Yeah.
How dare you pretend to love God and call me out as something less than the Son of God?
Marcus Drake says, I wonder if I can defeat myself as the stream boss. Did
Have
you?
fun with that, by the way.
No, I think
I
just
go from here
ads.
to there. Ooh, you're good. Oh, you thought you were good. Thinking. At any moment, the children can come home. They must admit what they did, of course, and take accountability. We love you too, yet we're going to take you out of the picture now. So you know. All of you, 5D disclosure. Fake.
He's the son of God and her boyfriend. I know, and he had the audacity to call everyone else motherfuckers, right? Lily Love Stuff says, you tempted me. And becomes stream boss, I think.
You're out. Algorithm gone. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Meta. Gathering.
Yes, baby.
Now what you got? Well, what you have is a freeway home, right? Again, all you have to do is come and apologize.
She's so uninterested
Doesn't
in being
matter.
on the
You
table for
won't.
some reason. She loves climbing. but
You'll
I
sit
don't
and
want
bask in your shit
the desk is
as if you were something.
Yes.
Who are you? Is a pound of flesh. No. What you got? God's ride? Everything that you are doing, we gave you.
We have a guest.
And you leave us.
A
I love you.
pretty
I forgive you.
guest.
You can't even wipe your own ass.
Okay, I'm over Father God.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this was when they were in Hawaii and Native Hawaiians were protesting them because Mother God started claiming she was Pele, which is a Hawaiian god, and they were understandably pretty offended by that.
Hello, Hawaii. I'm disgusted.
Mom says, "Hi, I'm Pele. Let's go." Pele, the goddess,
Yes. Do you want to play
has
with
been
the
said she
apple?
would return. Here she is. Okay, everyone? Let that sink in to everyone on this island.
Hello.
Everyone that's saying that we should leave the island, you're calling yourself out on being a taker. You want to be in separation. You want to be in denial that Pele has returned. And you think you know better about what you're talking about. There's nothing we have to do. You will simply experience getting yourself the karma, the lesson that you're asking for. You just have to recognize her. You can't think you know better. You can't think you know who Pele is when she stands up and says she is. Are you aware that we document everything? If you continue to threaten our lives, okay, there will be due course, because no one's threatening you.
Oh, I didn't mean to do
No one's threatening you. We literally only say we love you.
Fucking Hawaii. Fuck you! I'm Pele. Fuck off, bitch.
Fuck you, Hawaii! I'm Pele! I gotta embody Mother God, okay? That's exactly how she said it.
Fuck you! I'm Pele. Fuck off, bitch.
Get him, though.
Don't
You're
push me.
fucked, I'm Pele, bitch.
They want to push it.
Okay, chat. If I took every... Okay, let's say I took Peter Hanna, Marcel Bissett, Mother God, who else? Call for an Uprising, The Quartering, Ben Shapiro. Who else?
John Doyle.
John Doyle. Let's say we have a battle royale, okay? Who wins? Bass, Tate, yes. If we did a Hannah Reloaded battle royale of all...
Depends on what they're doing. How are they fighting? What competition is it?
It's Hunger Games rules.
Oh.
There's a thing in the middle that has weapons, and then they're in the wilderness.
I think this is TOS.
Okay. Never mind. This hypothetical scenario is over. And these fictional characters that happen to have the same names of people that I've covered in the past no longer exist. Watch the first 5 seconds, it's relevant.
Here you go, little buddy.
Hey, look at me. I'm Pele.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck it. Push it then.
Marcel has won so many street fights. That's true. Over 500. No, wait. He's been in over 500 street fights. I don't think he said he's won 500 street fights.
Because I'm gonna fucking push you. Like a fucking banshee, you fucking whores. Bitch. I'll get that one. Gotcha. Cut your hair and I'll cut everything off. Whores.
So why would you threaten us
I don't
with
think I hit
physical
the right
violence?
Hatred.
That's disturbing.
Hatred.
It's very disturbing.
And possibly the socio-psychopath.
Oh! Yeah.
She had to learn to stand up for herself because she's such a giver and a lover and a forgiver.
My vision was chicken parmesan. So the fucking Adams turn around on me and get me meatballs. I didn't say meatballs. I love meatballs. But I didn't fucking say that. Chicken parmesan. I get fucked up every fucking moment by you fucking motherfucking whores. My Adams. I'm like, I just need.
I just find it funny how she calls everyone that she's mad at whores.
Oh.
Even though it doesn't really make sense in the context. Like, this guy's a whore for not bringing her chicken parmesan.
Tequila. Like,
There's some
Whores in this cult. There's some whores in this cult.
it takes like 5 rounds of whores to get me a tequila. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what? You can take your half-ass god and shove it up your fucking ass! I'm gonna take another tequila shot? I'll fucking do that shit. Bitch! Where's my tequila shot?
Bitch, how many of you didn't know that she was handicapped? Paralyzed. In a wheelchair. It doesn't have to be a big thing, everyone. About why we're here. I get it. I've done the research. There are those of you out there that have had experiences of people coming to the island that have been takers.
Basically every native Hawaiian, I would imagine, considering, you know.
And they have been cults. They have been people that are not in right out.
He basically said, I understand that some of you have had issues with people in the past coming who have been takers to Hawaiians.
Yeah.
Sorry, people stole your land. Whoopsie.
Action. They have been people that are just coming to just take from the land. We get it. We watch it. Doesn't mean that's us. Traumatized by this experience, by the past. You can't attach the past and project it into your moment of now onto us. That's not real. You can't just say, well, these signs and these things, it's called slander. Rosalind said, what are you teaching? Hope said, unconditional love.
My own light workers!
Halloween Town, quickest band in the West. Thank you.
Battle me! Serving love!
It was Junche Gang guy again.
And bringing a new paradigm.
Or a different one. I guess I don't know if it's the same guy.
You fucking dick whores! You're about to get it.
Yes.
I love you. I love you, baby.
And feel free to customize it and grow from there. For that is exactly...
This is titled, Christians Breaking the Script at Love Has Won appears to be on some kind of drugs.
how you guide yourselves in the most empowered ways.
Yay, Dylan. Yay! Did we mention that Christian Galore is here on this live stream or no?
We just mentioned it, Jerry.
You know, I'm just like my higher self.
Trying to get him up here?
I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful to be here at Mission House.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be alive. Really.
Yeah.
Me too. Me three. Get a stool, buddy.
There's one enough. He's so happy.
Here we go!
He's a little nervous, but that's okay. He'll be alright.
Thank you. Right here in the middle.
Right here, Doug. We got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Galore has made it home to God.
Thank you, Mom.
How does that feel?
Feels incredible. Just learning. As a recent moments that
Yeah, sorry about how loud that was.
for one, I opened up my faith and trust in God more to where it feels.
Yeah, the volume's too inconsistent on that one.
Would you like to say hello to the stream?
Present value, fucking. I was pressing every drug on the planet as Marilyn Monroe.
This is him. This is one of the members being forced to apologize for keeping money.
I just want to apologize to Mom and Dad for hoarding funds and dollars.
Come on, Lou. Come on. Individual members of this cult are not allowed to hold their own money. They have to give any money they make to the cult leaders. This is a pretty typical control tactic within cults, is monetary control. So they don't have any choice but to depend upon the cult leaders.
I hadn't been in the field for almost like 2 years. And the last time I was here, I felt like when I was wanting to come back to the field, I was asking myself how I could actually do things differently to not repeat the same mistakes. And so one of the things was that I knit and sew and I quilt and I crochet, not crochet, but I do a lot of crafts. And the last time I was here, I had surrendered all my dollars to mom and pop, and then had nothing for myself, and felt like, it might have been a better idea just to have a few dollars to use for crafts and stuff like that. Okay, and that's where I got messed up. All right. I was actually on mission with Buddha, and the group was there, and Buddha had kind of explained to me, last time I was here, I didn't understand that if I wanted to create something, all I had to do was go and ask mom and dad for it. And so this time around, when we were going to get food cards, Buddha kind of explained to me that if there's something like, yarn or quilting materials and stuff like that you wanted, mom would provide all of that for me.
It's so gross. She just wants to do her hobby, and they're like, no. If you want to do your hobby, you have to come through us. This is apparently them refusing to take Amy, which is Mother God, to the hospital when she asks.
And what do 3D doctors make of mom's problems? They must be spinning. And mom said, I don't go to them. I am the most highly trained doctor, and so is Robin. He is a master surgeon for all of creation. Love you, Robin. Oh, Robin. Yeah, there's no way that mom would go to a 3D doctor. I mean, they would be so perplexed by mom to begin with. First off,
Crocheting. Because it wasn't the hobby itself necessarily, it's that she was keeping money secretly so she could buy supplies to do crocheting, and they're not allowed to have money personally. They have to give it to Mother God or Father God and then ask for things. Yeah. 3D doctor, yes, they consider you or I or any not crazy person to be in the third dimension, whereas they're operating in the fifth dimension because they're so awoken to the spiritual reality of... It's new age woo-woo bullshit, basically.
off, mom just triggers people just by smiling or breathing in a present. So to take her to a dense place like that, absolutely not. There's been moments where mom has asked us to take her to a 3D hospital, and we're like, nope.
I'd appreciate it.
Because it's just there's no way, and we know exactly how the hijacking works, and you can bet your fucking
God, their microphones sucked at the time. We'll move on to something else soon, by the way. Guys, I'm sure some of you are getting sick of the Love is One stuff. Clips of 3-hour bully session of member John.
Is this individual still torn between Mother God and his Earth Mother?
No, this is a channel that catalogs their wrongdoing.
Good. So I was like, why would they be so proud of that?
Yeah.
See, in his heart...
Shame is a big motivator within cults, too. So someone steps out of line, does something not in line with the cult's rules or whatever. Shame them, bully them, make them feel bad.
His Earth Mother is number one. And he's protecting her. Just like you all are. Buddha. Mother is the divine mother of all mothers. No mother ever existed before Mother. So why would Mother take a backseat to any Earth human mother? She wouldn't. It's on record.
I knew that I was hurting God, and I kept doing it.
Yes. Now, what is that?
Insanity.
You got it. Holy shit, Hilarion got it. Now, you are fucking insane, correct?
Yes.
How could an insane individual serve God?
They can't.
So now we got you. You're a taker of God. An absolute abuser of God. Okay? And what did you just say you also were?
A liar. And a hater.
Insane.
Insane.
So you already forgot. Dumb, they said. You're holding half of what you have to share with humanity back. Why? Because of your dick. And you hold on to that microphone like it's your dick. Look at it. Look at yourself in the mirror.
What?
Yes, self-doubt, unworthiness. Huge. Hugely in me. You know, I can't hold anything back. Black is still black in the heart. I would pray for at least a single atom of light to still be there to build from as I break down to the core of it all.
An atom of light? Do you mean a photon? Atoms are matter, not energy.
Anthea says, "This is fucking deep, Mom. Please leave us. We really don't deserve your presence. I take full responsibility. I just have to say." Mom says, "And I will grant my children home in full forgiveness." Thank you, Mom.
Without feeling into the intention and the laying of the energies.
Oh, you can hear Mother God screaming like a lunatic in the other room.
Joanne says,
Hey, you gonna defend your mother? Sit there like some fucking dildo.
Yes, you are not Mother. Mother is up here. And what have you done? You haven't done anything. He said, humanity, what you've done to your host is coming out now.
Cause you're a pussy. Fucking baby.
Hello?
What about the moment when Mom specifically commanded you not to jump in the fire and you jumped in the fire?
Pop says, "George, why aren't you accepting comments?"
Yeah, I mean, in that lifetime, I obeyed a direct command. Mom has come after her, standing by.
Gross. Alright, what's this cleanse? Every episode of Popular Time Travel Show.
As a magic box that can go absolutely anywhere in space and time. You name it. What about London? Absolutely anywhere in space and time. Present day London, please. Let's go. Ah, London looks a little bit better than I remember. What do you think of the hat, by the way? It makes you look like an angler with historic sex convictions. You have no idea how historic. At least I'm finally ginger. Let's talk to this inexplicably Welsh alien.
Help us, Doctor. We are the last of our people. The intransigent Implacablons are poised to destroy us.
Have you tried talking to them about how brilliant you are? For ages?
Yes, that was the first thing we tried.
That usually works. All right, I'll kill them.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. This truly is a triumphant day for the people of Hitler 7.
The people of what? The important thing is, no one had to die. Stop. Nobody move. We're completely surrounded. What is it, Doctor? I can't see anything. It's a matte painting. No! Doctor! Doctor!
It's us again! It's us again!
That's cute. Okay, so is this a clip from... Here's an article. 11 people in custody after hour-long armed standoff on I-95. I think this is the Moorish Citizen Group that we've talked about on Sovereign Citizen Watch. This is in Wakefield, Massachusetts. An hour-long standoff with a group of heavily armed men that partially shut down Interstate 95 ended Saturday with 11 suspects in custody, Massachusetts State Police said. I'm glad that they were able to arrest them all. The standoff shut down a portion of I-95 for much of the morning, causing major traffic problems during the 4th of July holiday weekend. Authorities said the interstate is now reopened and the shelter-in-place orders for Wakefield and Reading were lifted. The standoff began at 2 a.m. when the police noticed 2 cars pulled over on I-95 with hazard lights on after they had apparently run out of fuel, authorities said at a Saturday press briefing. At least some of the suspects were clad in military-style gear, along with guns and pistols, Massachusetts State Police Colonel Christopher Mason said. He added that they were headed to Maine from Rhode Island for training. You can imagine 11 armed individuals standing with long guns slung on an interstate highway at 2 in the morning certainly raises concerns. It is not consistent with the firearm laws that we have in Massachusetts. Someone wants Hannah's attention. Was there a troll or something? Enreath says, I guess one of those Moorish citizens is the guy Natalie Lawyer chick debated. Beautiful. We're not anti-government, we're not anti-police, we're not sovereign citizens, we're not black identity extremists, said the man who appeared to be wearing military-style equipment, as specified multiple times to the police that we are abided by peaceful journey laws of the United States. The website for the group says they are Moorish Americans dedicated to educating new Moors and influencing our elders. Mason said he understood the suspects who did not have firearms licenses have different perspectives on the law. That's one way to put it. I appreciate that perspective, he said. I disagree with that perspective at the end of the day, but I recognize that it's there. Mason said he had no knowledge of the group, but it was not unusual for the state police to encounter people who have sovereign citizen ideology, although he did not know if the people involved in the Wakefield standoff was part of that. The men refused to put down their weapons or comply with authorities' orders, claiming to be from a group that does not recognize our laws, before taking off into a wooded area, police said. Mason said the suspects surrendered after police tactical teams used armored vehicles to tighten the perimeter around them. I think they've just learned that law is not predicated upon you agreeing with it. Was that a lesson that they'll take to heart? I don't know. Bardlock Moses says, got off work and got to a stream. Welcome. Police prosecutors are working to determine what charges the members of the group will face. I imagine various felonies involving their unlicensed ownership of those guns. Suspects were expected to appear in court in Warburn on Tuesday. Let's see the video that they made.
On Interstate 95 in Massachusetts.
This is LARP, if I've ever seen one.
Near exit 57, mile marker 57.4. They specified in the news that we're anti-government, but we're not. We're not anti-government. We're not anti-police. We're not sovereign citizens. We're not black identity extremists. Has specified multiple times to the police that we're abiding by the peaceful journey laws of the United States, federal courts. So just look up Title 18 of United States Code, subsection 926 alpha or 925 alpha, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the decision of the United States Supreme Court, Young versus Harris, which specifies that merely carrying an arm, or it says, being in the possession of a gun per se constitutes no offense. So we haven't violated any laws. The police.
The state level can in fact have laws, though, that need licensure for those weapons.
Seeing us on the side of the road with our guns secured, we were afraid, so we got out with our arms, and I have a body camera that's been recording the whole time. Excuse me. Reassured them multiple times that we're abiding by the federal laws as well as the judicial opinions of the United States Supreme Court and things like that. But they keep portraying us as being anti-government, but we're not anti-government.
You are. Trying to use Supreme Court decisions to justify the fact that you don't want to follow the actual laws of the country is not being pro-government or even neutral on government. You are anti-government. Athena Realism, thanks for following.
At all. Also, please share this video out. Again, this is
I'll be back in just a sec.
Hello, I have stolen the stream. Oh no, she's back. She caught me.
What?
What are you doing?
I stole the stream.
Mm-hmm. Want a pretzel? I don't know if these are vegan.
we're near Wakefield, Massachusetts. Going north on I-95 near exit 57. So yeah, that's basically it.
Excuse me, chat. It's gonna be Hannah Blast, not Baja.
What's up?
Dulce232, thanks for following.
Who's that?
This is my cousin. You can address him as Rico.
Peace, Rico.
Let him know what we need, and he works in tech.
Is he on speaker?
No.
Oh, I'll put you on speaker. Peace. I'm live on YouTube right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Would you like to tune into my YouTube channel before we begin?
Sure.
So that way, you know, if you're gonna publish this, or if you want to basically get the inside scoop as to what's going on, you could basically have eyewitness news, because they're not letting the news in here, so no one really knows what's going on except for me and the police and now you. If you're gonna be, you know, open to being actually reporting the story for what it is, you know.
What's your YouTube channel?
Say again.
What's your YouTube?
Rise of the Moors, R-I-S-E of O-F the T-H-E Moors, M-O-O-R-S.
Alright, I got it.
Yeah, you should see me live now.
Jesus Christ. Inside the Children of God cult, some girls had to marry their dads. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh. I'm not gonna give them my information to read this. Let's see what the vegan teacher's up to. Again, the vegan teacher isn't in a cult, but I find her funny, and I want something to break this up. So let's check out what she's up to.
Hello, students. We are not nuggets. Please don't eat us. Look at these adorable baby chicks. Would you ever be able to hurt one of them?
Children of God was all about creepy incest stuff. Gross.
I know I wouldn't. Vegans save more than 100 animals per year. Go vegan for yourself, the planet, and for the animals. We are looking at PETA Kids magazine here. If you'd like to get a free magazine, you can go to PETA Kids, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. That's what it stands for.
Don't support PETA. There are so many better animal welfare organizations. PETA's terrible. Not only are they terrible, they're hypocrites. And they've also funded domestic environmentalist terrorists, so don't do that shit.
Let's have a look at the front. The Kids Guide to Helping Animals. All right, free stickers. Guys, free stickers inside. PETA Kids. Let's go straight for the free stickers, shall we? Let's look for them. Are they here? Nope. 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 Keep going. Are they here?
This looks like a boring magazine. The layout on every page just kind of looks like a high school yearbook. I feel like if I was a kid, I wouldn't be into this.
Oh, here they are. Hey. Yes. Oh, there they are. I love these stickers. They're so cute. Look at them. Look, you can get these for free just by going to PETA Kids. Circuses are no fun for animals. I'm a kind kid. I respect animals. I am a bunny's honey. I don't wear fur. Wearing wool hurts sheep. Let them be free. I don't go to SeaWorld. I choose not to dissect. I am not a nugget. Go vegan. Mutts rule. Adopt. Don't buy. Wow, this is great advice. Look at this. Oh, there's vegan athletes here. They've got vegan food. Cut out on dissection. They tell you how to stand up to your teachers and insist that you don't have to dissect animals at school in order to understand biology. There's so much that you can learn without hurting them.
One Speedy Yoshi says wearing wool hurts sheep. It really doesn't. Sheep needs to be sheared or else they'll die. Yeah, we went over that the last time we watched her video. I don't get why she... Like, if you don't shear sheep, it just keeps growing. We looked at pictures of this.
Without paying into these...
Okay, I won't tell you that.
She's not a cult.
I know, I said that.
Why must you hurt me in this way?
I don't know.
Blue, attack your mommy.
Cycles. Oh, look at all this. Oh, yeah. Snacks. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Animals belong in the wild, not in tanks. Be a bunny's honey. Buy cruelty-free. Oh, look at the pure sweetheart. Here she just wants to be up north in the snow.
Speedy Yoshi says, which PETA game would you rather play? Pokemon Black and Blue, Super Chick Sisters, Mario Wears Tanuki Fur, or Killing Mom, a Thanksgiving or whatever it's called? Probably Pokemon Black and Blue. One Chubba Hubba says, I had a chick, raised her into a young chicken. Her name was Butterscotch. She was housebroken. One day my dad let her out in the yard with some dogs. My dogs ate Butterscotch. I didn't punish my dogs because they're dogs. It was my dad's fault, and I wasn't mad at him either. It's still a shame, though. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Oh, and this we're talking about here, about animals that are taken out of the wild and forced to go into circuses. Save the sea kittens. Nice. To remind us that fish are sentient. Okay, snappy comebacks. Oh, this is cool. Look at that section. And then it's in the stars.
God, are they trying to use astrology to get kids to be PETA advocates? Oh no.
You're destined to help animals. Well, okay, I guess this is just fine. Kind of a fun little game. We're gonna have to come back to this one, by the way, though. This thing's really good. Snappy comebacks. Okay, 4 easy steps to going vegan. Cool. Okay, a week of vegan meals. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. This magazine is packed full of stuff. Isn't that just the coolest? Yeah, why would you want to eat a pig but not eat a dog? There's no reason to hurt any animals. So let's just look at, I want to go to the snappy comeback section here, right off the bat. These are celebrities who care about animals. I want to go to that section. Let's see. We can go through all of these in different videos, but right now I just wanted to stick with that one on how to speak out when people are hurting animals. Be a vegan animal defender like me. All right, let's see. Animals belong in the wild, not in cages or tanks. Absolutely. Snappy comeback to set him or her straight. Like, here's the mean kid. Here's you being super kind to animals. We all know some mean kids, don't we? This
is a boring video by her. There's got to be something better.
Hello, grandparents. I'm a grandmother, and I have a message for you. We need to end the animal holocaust that's going on right now. The one that you contributed to. Now you could say it wasn't your fault. You can say that when you were really young, you were born vegan like we all were.
One Speedioshus says people for the ethical treatment of animals, more like people for the stealing of animals and sending them to slaughterhouses. I guess PSAS wouldn't make as much sense.
We never wanted to hurt animals, but you were indoctrinated into carnism. Holocaust needed to end.
I don't like when she compares factory farming to the Holocaust. It's pretty fucking disrespectful to people who lost family in the Holocaust or families who were affected by it.
Another little song by that vegan teacher. Thanks so much for being here and listening.
What a look. I know.
If you like it, feel free to use it.
One Chubba Hubba says, I'm vegan and was raised Jewish. I would eat a pig before any dog. Dogs are better than pigs. I've grown up with both.
On Instagram or on TikTok or anywhere else as a background to making your own videos. Thanks for helping me save the animals.
Terrible. Apologies. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm sorry, everyone. Here's a comment reading video.
Hello everyone, welcome to the premiere of one of my videos. While it is
My throat's
playing
just very
and
dry, I
while
think
the
I'm
people are working
dehydrated.
on the roof, banging away, I will be reviewing the comment section here and telling you what I think, what I see.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's
Put some
have a
ice in
review
it.
here.
You
People are
dump it
writing
out and
all
put
kinds
ice
of
in it.
things. Somebody tells me that they're vegetarian. I don't actually care. I don't need to know that you're vegetarian. Somebody says keep comments respectful. Thank you very much, Haz.
Lily Love Stuff says, wait, is she a Seventh-day Adventist? I know a lot of them are vegan. There was one I watched on YouTube who used to be a vegan. Not to my knowledge. I don't think she's religious. Hydrate. I will when the water comes back, when Baja brings it.
Haz says be vegan. That's awesome. I'm never becoming vegan, says somebody else. I don't really care for you to tell me that. Most people who say that do end up being vegan, but
That's definitely untrue.
you know, the fact that you're telling me doesn't really help the conversation. My religion supports equal rights for all species. Good. I don't know what your religion is, but if your religion is helping you to be good, that's great. All right, so the video has started here, and let's just see what else is there to going on here. All right. Okay, so Miss Katie's just starting, so let's have a look here. I don't know. Is bee vomit? Absolutely, that is a fact. That's true. Somebody says don't go vegan. No, why would you say that? It's like saying don't be kind to animals. Who would say that? Absolutely terrible thing to say. Of course you should be kind to animals. Somebody else here keeps spanning love is love, and I'm not sure what the point is in repeating that over and over again.
Says the person who makes 3 videos a day on how meat is murder. Like, you're doing the same thing.
But it's
Do I like jazz? You know, Barry B. Benson, I am neutral on jazz.
seems to be important to the person. And somebody's saying that vegan teacher be vegan. Yeah, I already am. And people are just going on about love is love. And that's a sort of a saying that goes with the LGBTQ community, and they want us to support them. We support anyone who is kind to animals over here at that vegan teacher school. Animals are smarter than you think. Yeah, they are pretty smart. Depends, of course, on which animal. Somebody says, we have opinions. Yes, you do, and you're welcome to voice your opinions as long as they are talking about the animals. If you're not talking about the animals here, you are welcome to go to another channel and talk about the topic. If you want to talk about hurting animals, well, that's not this channel. See, this channel right here is about talking about saving animals, being kind to animals. Hello everyone, and especially you, Glider Guy.
the English version or is this the Japanese version? This is from a cult. This is from a cult from the 80s. This is the same cult that made the barcode video, yes. You probably saw this on Best of the Worst if you saw it before. Or Wheel of the Worst.
What's new today? Goes out of style. Love may not make the world go round, but it sure makes the trip worthwhile. Everybody's fun, computer crazy, far away from where. Love originated, what can I do? Reach out to you by the impulse of love. A computer ran to you. SOS, my signal of distress. SOS, it's time that we confess. LOVE, love, can't live without you. SOS, my signal of distress. SOS, it's time that we confess.
Remember, when a creep approaches you, especially if it's a Biff Tannen looking motherfucker, that dude has been shown from an angel that they're supposed to harass you, so.
Come in here. Don't touch me. The rest of this group is going to do mud PT. I want you to stand right over there and enjoy.
I think this is some other cult thing. What is this from?
Enjoy your snacks. When I stop everyone and I point at you, you will yell in unison. It pays to be a winner. If I don't think you yelled it loud enough, if I don't think you're taunting enough, you will never again select out of the winner's chest. Is that clear?
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Commander.
Chief, sir. 2, 3, 4.
Pay attention.
It pays to be a winner.
Does not pay to be a loser.
So when we started running in Deep Swallow, it was very hard for me because I couldn't run like I used to. And plus, I had been sick for a few months with a really nasty cough. So we were out there, and I didn't have my cough medicine with me. I'd left it back in Pain or Despair, whichever one I was sleeping in. And I was having a hard time running. I was coughing, and my friend Luke was running with
I didn't watch the Bryson Gray video yet, no. I think Monday we're doing Chud Watch.
me. He's like, Naomi, run. I'm like, I can't. I need my medicine. And he said, Naomi, what do you really need? What's going to carry you through this? And I was like, you know what? When it comes down to the wire, when it comes down to times like right now, what I really need is Jesus. And it might sound cheesy or cliche, but it's the truth, because nothing else is going to carry you through. No happy red syrup or anything. Like, Jesus is totally the only thing that's going to carry you through, and I totally caught the vision that he cast for me, and I was able to run hard the entire rest of the time. The rest of the time we did stuff because he carried me.
Maybe the end for you. You get in line behind me. This may be as far as you go. Did you get in line behind me? Are you sure?
Sir, yes, sir.
Would you like to quit?
Sir, no, sir.
Would you like to quit?
Sir, no, sir.
Would you like to quit?
Sir, no, sir.
The correct answer, sir, I am full of joy, sir. Would you like to quit?
Sir, I am full of joy, sir.
Is it time for you to quit?
Sir, no, sir. Command Master something, sir.
Chief.
Chief, sir.
I am full of joy.
One Speedy Yoshi says, not technically a cult, but you should watch stuff on McCamey Manor. It's a haunted house you have to sign a contract for, and they use psychics and psychological torture on you. Wait, is that physics? Not psychics. That makes more sense. It can go up to 8 hours, and well, it's not been doing well in the past few years. Enreath with 30 bits says, I feel like this is about weed. One Chubba Hubba says, I am the only one humming the tune from the last vid. Let me look them up. I don't even know if I can play that on Twitch, to be honest, depending on how extreme it is.
I'm full of joy, sir.
Is it time for you to quit?
Sir, no, sir. I'm full of joy, sir.
Pays to be a winner, and you're a loser. Is that clear?
Sir, yes, sir.
Command
Master Chief, sir.
You have 15 seconds.
One thing that I remember out of East Hall.
Jake! Hello, Jake. Hope your stream went well. Welcome, Raiders. Today is Cult Watch, so we're looking at cults and stuff. Right now, I'm actually not sure the name of this cult, but they're having people do extreme exercise and stuff without their medication. One of the people at least needs medication and they're not giving it to them. It's pretty crazy.
All the most is when Dave Haas made Team 41, the GIs, the returning ESOL winners. He made us go down the line and say, it pays to be a winner and you're a loser.
Jake, did you send me over a religious fundamentalist? How dare you?
That at the time was the hardest because all of us are core advisors going on this team, and the interns are our passion and our love. And when they made us say that, inside we were breaking inside, and we were hurting, and we were like, how could Dave Haas ever make us say something like this? But he knew that that could break us down mentally. And as we were walking down, you see us all looking at the ground because we cannot face and look at an intern and say, you're a loser, because none of them are losers. So I think that's the hardest thing one of the hardest things that I had in ESOL that really.
Welcome to Beanie Weenie Hill. Although today it may well be Baby Food Hill. There are a couple simple rules on the hill.
Have I seen Kathy Don't Go to the Supermarket? We actually just watched SOS before the raid.
If you throw up, you may stand
Which is by the same people.
up and walk to the end of the run. You do not have to continue to roll once you have thrown up. Is that clear?
Sir, yes, sir.
And I couldn't roll it anymore. I wanted to vomit, but I couldn't vomit, and I knew I couldn't fake it. And I'm just standing there, and I'm crying and crying. My team's at the bottom, and they're like, come on, you can do it. And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do it. I'm just going to go over and ring the bell. And I'm standing there, and I know that the only option is ring the bell or roll down this hill. And so then I remember screaming out at the top of my lungs, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die rolling this hill. And so I threw my body down the hill, and I'm rolling and rolling and rolling, and I just want to get to the bottom so I can throw up already.
I don't even know. Artichoke hearts. Looks like pickled okra. Beets, pickled beets, definitely. I don't know. Friskies, right here, cat food. Banana. Banana make you throw up real quick. I actually have, this is Spam. Looks like gourmet Spam though, never seen it this color.
Tater Man Mail says, watch only if you're Patreon enough. Does someone want to check that link?
And, let's see, herring party snacks. Let's open that up for you. Little bits
Why
of
do they
fish.
want them to throw up?
And of course, the ever
Yeah, I don't know. It's part of the torture, I think.
popular sardines, packed right in there. And oysters, a brand new item. Oysters, we got oysters. And our favorite, I believe this is a pig's foot.
John, put that thing in your mouth.
Would you hurry up, please?
Henry, thank you for gifting a sub.
Pick the best thing on the table.
Get out of here, ring that bell.
You're gonna make the girls eat the cat food. Are you eating it or spitting it out? You're not even eating it. What are you doing? Would you like to pick it up off the ground and eat it?
Something, that's some great stuff.
Did you eat it all? Let me see your mouth. Do you have any more left? Eat it. You better hurry, brother.
You're done. You gotta eat it all now. You started.
That's pure cat food.
Woo. He has saved you.
I gotta Google this place. ESOAL. Garden Valley, Texas. Sleep deprivation, crawling through the mud, rolling down a hill until you vomit, all done in the name of Jesus. It happens at the Teen Mania campus in Garden Valley between Lindale and Van. Every year, thousands of teens nationwide take part in Teen Mania conferences, while several hundred take part in smaller programs, paying for a year of Christian leadership training. Those who choose the year-long option are promised a transformation, but some who have gone through the program claim the methods bring pain, not spiritual awakening. It's a year-long program? Holy shit. The link is clean, thank you. The retreat is pushing teens to the breaking point. It's called ESOAL, and it offers the students, called interns, an emotionally stretching opportunity of a lifetime. The retreat is held 1 month after students arrive on campus. ESOL begins and ends at undisclosed times. Over the past decade, it has evolved from a 2-day affair to a nearly 90-hour test of endurance, both physically and emotionally. Okay, so it is only 90 hours. The longer leadership program might just not encompass that part. The video is fine, just dumb. Okay. Several hundred interns choose to participate in the program, pushing them further than ever before, with participants dunking, dragging, crying, and crawling their way through the rite of passage. If the mud or blood is too much, they can also choose to quit by ringing the camp bell. Ugh. Jesus.
He has taken the cat food.
He's eating the cat food for you.
But he left you the pickled foot.
Either one are pretty nasty though, so.
Come on, put it in. Don't you yak it up. If you puke up, you're gonna eat it back up again. Eat it all up. Come on, baby.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Interesting.
You'll eat it again later on when it comes up.
I'm sure I will.
Yep.
Start on it, you gotta finish it. Well, let's go, Miss Ray. Come on, let's go.
Swallow it, you can do it. Show your mouth. All right, go.
Canadian. Eat up. Welcome to the ESOL banquet. We have one at every retreat.
In my mouth, I didn't get all down.
Well, when I came up to the table, I looked at the table and I saw this disgusting looking stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, because I have a really, really weak stomach, and I just had rolled down the hill, and I totally just puked up everywhere, and I just looked at the food, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to survive. So I decided right then that I was going to go out, and had there's 6 girls on my team who really did not want to go, but only one person couldn't go, so I said, okay, fine. I'll take that. I'll go up there and I'll eat whatever. But I then looked for the biggest and nastiest thing, because I didn't want anybody else to have to go out throughout the day with that stuff rolling around their stomachs. So I chose the cat food, and as I sat down and started eating that, Sam Kimmel got up all up my face, and he's like, oh, you better not spit that out, because if you do, you're going to have to lick up every piece of it. And I just bitter hatred rose up within me. I was just I ate it with a clenched jaw, and he got in my face again. He was just like.
And Reed says, I don't think Jesus needs or even wants y'all to be eating cat food in his name. Yeah, it's disgusting.
You better not spit that on me. And right then, my stomach turned, and it came up my throat. I caught it in my mouth and I closed it. And I didn't spit it out, but I just stared at him with a straight jaw, and I was just so mad. I don't even know why I was mad, but I was just, And then I swallowed it back down, ate the rest of the stuff, licked the goop out of the bowl, and headed back.
We got some more. Let me get it all out there.
What is this about?
That's spam. Like a pig.
How's that taste?
Like soaked in jelly beans, man. Gross. Good.
I don't know if I can show people vomiting on Twitch. That's fucked up, though. Yeah, I don't think I can play any of these, like, haunted house videos. I think they'd be too extreme and they'd be TOS. Why would they be TOS? Because they, like, torture people at that haunted house.
Come and take it. And to my patriot friends, let your memories be long. And remember all of those politicians who sold our country out for personal gain.
Like Donald Trump?
Happy 4th of July.
No one wants to come and take your stupid flag. Jesus Christ. I can smell delicious cookies. Anime cult recruitment video. Oh, I think I never watched this because of the annoying, like, tracking noise. Plays like the whole time. It's super annoying. I just want to watch my cult anime.
There's just not enough hours in the day.
But there's always plenty of time for your eating contest. You guys are really hanging up Haley and Eisuke while you take your sweet time trying to come up with some great topic, you know. So what are you gonna do? Have you even tried to come up with something?
Well, if we left it to you guys, you'd come up with something boring. This is our chance to pick something awesome and blow everyone away at the school festival. I know we can make that happen if we just put our minds to it.
Exactly! Even you tell the truth sometimes, Ray.
This is an anime made by a cult. I don't like anime, for the most part. Sorry.
Natsumi! Say something! Can you hear me?
Sorry. Hey, excuse me. Natsumi! What happened? Hey!
Natsumi?
Come on. Let's take her to the nurse's office.
Where is she? Is she alright?
Oh, Haley.
Your sister's in here.
I'm wrong, but it's okay. I'm glad I have your approval to be wrong about anime.
Are you alright?
She'll be fine. It's most likely a little anemia flare-up. We'll see how she is after some rest.
Once each group has finally decided on a theme, you'll need to have a planning sheet ready to go by this week's research and creation class. Choose a theme quickly so you'll be prepared for your presentation.
The pacing seems off. That's just how anime is, in my experience. People are gonna yell at me at my uninformed anime opinions.
Abe. Why are you just now arriving to class? Natsumi will be fine.
Natsumi's his girlfriend's little sister. His little sister once they get married. Oh, yeah.
Is there one that I like? I liked Pokemon as a kid. I liked Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. One Punch Man's good. There's some anime-like shows that were made, you know, by Americans that I like, although I think they were animated in maybe Korea. Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, but those are, you know, American productions, at least on the writing side. I don't know. I've never seen Cowboy Bebop.
I understand.
And no, I've never seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That some of our students...
I tried to watch the first episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I never watched a second episode.
Been going to cram school without permission. But I'm sure no one has from our class. This is a college prep boarding school, and you're all competing to be the nation's best students. There's no need for cram school, and there are strict rules each student must follow to get permission to leave campus. Everyone knows that.
Good morning, everybody!
Avatar: The Last Airbender is not Chinese. Did ever watch
Wow,
Speed Racer?
looks like you're in the
I've
mid-
seen the movie.
Middle of a heavy discussion.
You can post YouTube links.
Sorry to interrupt. Well, I should go. If I'm no longer needed. See ya. Bye!
My ex used to watch Full Metal Alchemist, so I've seen a little bit of that. And that seemed okay. I might actually watch Full Metal Alchemist someday, because I like the concept, but I just know, like, some of my other friends, Sarah and Randy and Alex, they're into various animes, and they've recommended me some, and I don't know, I can't get into them.
You make Mr. Takamine even
Watch Brotherhood instead. Okay.
more uptight when you pull stunts that dumb, Eisuke.
Well, I'm just trying to lighten things up. It was just a joke. I didn't think he'd get so upset.
Why should I watch Brotherhood instead of the
Sorry
first
about
one?
this. I feel bad all of you have to stay late with me for cleanup duty when I'm the one to blame.
It's kind of perfect, actually.
Why?
Well, it gives us a chance to get our whole team together.
We gotta find a theme for our research and creation class. Since everything went so amazingly well when we left the theme up to some people we know.
I'm gonna skip ahead to the interesting parts because I'm not gonna sit here for 2 full hours and watch an anime with you people, so...
See you later, Mr.
Wait, what do you mean? If she wasn't studying and still got good grades, was it luck? Why would that make you cry?
You idiot, she went to the cram school.
Huh? You mean that genius school?
It's all my fault. I got really mad at her when she started getting behind.
Oh, okay, there's a monster or something?
Welcome, everyone. We're happy to have you here for the Research and Creation class. Our guest speaker for today is an alumnus of this academy and a professor in the Space Sciences Division of Nazca University, Mr. Suguru Yoake.
Gray aliens.
For the presentation.
Oh, Mr. Marui?
Wait a minute. Hey, aren't you one of the members of Team Future?
Their technology is very advanced there. They said it was developed to defend themselves against evil alien invaders. Apparently, their greatest enemies are the reptilians.
Oh god, where is that voice from? I recognize that voice actress. Is that the voice actress that did, was in, Teen Titans? Was she the, Starfire? Lily Love Stuff says, yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is better because it was recreated after the manga was finished. Okay.
A super evil race. They're the worst. They attack other planets and feed on the beings that live there.
They told me the same thing.
They also said some species of reptilians have already infiltrated us here on Earth.
Again, this is an anime made by a cult to recruit people. So presumably, the cult believes the exposition that is happening right now.
Infiltrated us? Where?
They're already in the militaries of America, Russia, and China. They've been trading military secrets with nations in order to keep their presence in our world a secret. Or so it seems, anyway. Oh, and there's something even more surprising. They also said that there may be reptilians inside Nazca Academy.
What?
They're here in our school? Yeah, supposedly they came in disguise as humans.
Look, I find it offensive that you assume that reptilians like me are here to take you over, okay? First of all, this is a galactic backwood, you know? It would be like the United States going to a small village in Tunisia and being like, we're gonna infiltrate the village. No, if we want to take over the village, you just take over the village. And also, what's the point? No, sometimes lizard people just want to go live peaceful lives in the middle of nowhere. You're the rural Alabama of the Milky Way galaxy, and some people like that. Stop feeling so self-important.
Then our school has reptilian humanoids?
I think I finally see what's happening. It's gotta be that genius school. The reptilians have secretly been pulling the strings. And I bet you these creatures also abducted Natsumi. They've come here for a reason. It's a scheme to take control of the academy.
But why would they want to take us over?
I've got it! Don't you guys remember what the woman from the Pleiades said? There's a critical mission for Team Future to accomplish. And that mission's clear. To protect our school against alien invaders.
Yeah, that's right. And to protect Natsumi as well.
Anything it says!
Is this where the state of education currently is in your world? Are educators deaf to their students' pleas? Look outside the window.
I should react to this video. What's this?
Hello.
Anime Exposed, Part 1. Wait, is this people who think anime's evil or something?
It's Earth.
I'm Scotty.
That's funny.
Is this
Andrew
reality?
Dickerson says, here's an opening
be a
to
dream?
the show
I
think
assure
you'd
you
like.
it's real. Everything you can see is in fact real.
That's amazing!
We are...
In Color by Emmy says, this is a great planet for reptilian retirement. The ass end of climate change is the perfect temperature for cold bloods. My lizard.
Now moving to the far side of your moon.
Cirrus went over Anime Exposed and it's a bunch of nothing. Okay.
Spotlight mess up.
What can you do?
Not so quick. There will be no pact.
That sounds like Mr. Krabs. Okay, I'm done with this stupid anime. Kamen Rider. This isn't an anime. This is like a Super Sentai. This was the precursor to Masks Rock.
And I'm Mikey. And we're some of the producers of this anime documentary, and we wanted to share with you a warning with this project.
Yeah, over the years, this is the most recommended topic we've got. Everybody wants us to expose anime, so we started doing some digging.
Yeah, what was Beetleborgs based off of? Like, was that a Super Sentai, or was that a completely original creation of Saban? Big Bad Beetleborgs is an American live-action television series by Saban. Blah, blah, blah. Combat footage from Metal Hero Tokusatsu series. Juku B Fighter. Okay, no, it was a thing. Cool. I liked Beetleborgs as a kid. I think I liked Beetleborgs more than I liked Power Rangers. Which is heresy, I know.
And man, the stuff is dark.
So if you don't...
I had the VHS for when they became Beetleborgs Metallics, and I must have watched that videotape until it destroyed it.
Don't really have a problem, or you've never been...
Go to 2050 for the Dragon Ball Z thing? Okay.
To consume these shows was through trading VHS tapes or downloading low-quality fan subs online. But now, anime was being broadcast directly into our living rooms, and it was mind-blowing. And at the center of this movement, and Toonami's most popular show, was Dragon Ball Z. Keep in mind that this was late 90s American television, where the most popular animated shows were family-friendly titles like Doug and Rugrats. And by comparison, Dragon Ball Z was shocking. The show felt like a gateway into an entirely different world, a violent and even dark place, one of insanely powerful villains that committed genocide with barely a second thought, and horrific alternate
I guess I kind of understand what he's saying, but anyone describing the universe of Dragon Ball Z as dark is kind of funny to me because the tone of the show outside the fights is so irreverent and silly. Like, the fights can be serious, like, oh, we're in it, you know, and then, you know. But, like, when they're not in fights, it's so not serious. I don't know. It's just a weird way to describe it. Obowan, thanks for subscribing for 14 months, says, Saban was too cheap to pay his actors minimum wage. He would definitely not pay for original combat content. Yeah, probably true. Hydrate. Yep. Frieza was Hitler, though. Even so...
futures, where our entire cast of heroes, as well as the vast majority of the human race, had been wiped out by malevolent, psychopathic androids. It was a series where people could suffer grave bodily injury and heroes could die. It felt like a show you shouldn't be watching, one that couldn't possibly be airing on children's television, and yet it was.
You see, like Sailor Moon, there's a ton of highly inappropriate sexual content and dirty innuendos. Some of the scenes...
I thought they edited most of that out for the American releases. I've seen the unedited version, because it's available now. But I thought when it first aired on Adult Swim, they edited out a lot of the adult stuff. Mike Mack says, the guy who we are hearing is a fan of the documentary. I just stole his clip. Okay.
Scenes are so disturbing that on this fact alone, it should deter pretty much anyone.
Oh no! They kept the jokes, but they edited the visual jokes. Makes sense.
Didn't even have underwear on, and this is rated Y7 for kids?
Eesh, mercy. But even outside of those gross, any such practices.
Jesus Christ, what other shit do these people talk about? Yeah, they did one about Marvel that I gotta watch at some point. Gender Babylon. Chud watch. Here's the exit videos the Heaven's Gate cult made before they committed mass suicide. Have I looked in the Anthill Kids cult? I have not. Anthill Kids. I'll have to check them out.
Okay, we're going to begin our interviews today with Soroti. How long have you been in this classroom circumstance?
I've been in here since Valentine's Day 21 years ago.
Okay, and is there anything in particular you would like to say?
What would I like to say? Oh goodness. There's so much I want to say to you. Just about anything that would be of any significance to you is already on Heaven's Gate. I mean, this is kind of, in one sense, kind of silly. I would really strongly recommend if you could find Heaven's Gate, the book or the website, go there, study it, read it. It would do you a lot of good. Maybe on a more personal note, there's a number of you out there that have probably been in contact with me personally. A number of the classmates that you'll be seeing on this this tape. And remember how you felt when we were there? Remember, you know, what it was like to work with us and to be with us, and you probably do better off trusting that rather than whatever information you run across on the TV. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff come out about this that can't give the perspective that you would have. So trust your own feeling rather than what you hear from someone else. I mean, that'd be my primary advice to give. The other thing, and I hope this is okay, but Pastor Murray, just because you've had a contact with someone from an extraterrestrial circumstance doesn't mean that they're any more trustworthy than someone who hasn't. I mean, the Mormons, supposedly, John Smith had the same sort of contact. And a space alien doesn't mean that he's from the kingdom of God. So you would do well to do some research as well in the same regard. I hope I'm not going overboard by naming these people, but Kenneth Copeland, Jen and Paul Crouch, Kenneth Copeland in particular, Ken and Gloria. For a while, we were really thought that you were picking up on next level information, you were being a good instrument, and then you go off into this thing, and this was some time ago, go off into this thing where you're telling people that if they want to get wealthy, then they need to, you know, give more money to people. They need to tithe more.
Lagroad says, Dragon Ball series aren't that far removed from things like Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, TMNT, etc. Hardly unprecedented. I agree.
I mean, come on.
In fairness, some of those came... I mean, those all, except for maybe TMNT, came later compared to the original Japanese airings of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Especially Dragon Ball, but...
Where do you get this stuff? Your focus is wrong. I mean... I don't know. I'm probably stepping out of line here. Paul and Jen Crouch,
Who are these? These are people from the Heaven's Gate cult. This is the final interviews they did before they committed mass suicide.
You sat there and you pleaded to be the emissaries for the second coming when it arrived.
My sake and my classmates' sakes.
Hearing from Wallport, Oregon. Well, we're still here.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you'd like to share about your experiences in the classroom, either one of you?
Well, I just think I wanted to try to express that in the same...
I just cannot seem to find decent shit today. I'm sorry, everyone.
And
I think this is one of, if not the final video from the leader of the Heaven's Gate cult at the time of their suicide. Hello, Geek Prime. Mike Max says, funny thing about the Anime Exposed video is that people who made it put it on a Christian anime group on Facebook as their first upload on the page, and all the other Christians went ham on them. That's pretty funny.
Students that are sitting in front of me about talking to you. And let me say that our mission here at this time is about to come to a close in the next few days. We came from distant space, and even what some might call somewhat of another dimension. And we're about to return from whence we came. And I'd say that when we say we came from distant space, that we're talking about what your religious literature would call the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of God. And we came for the express purpose to offer a doorway to the kingdom of God at the end of this civilization, the end of this age, the end of this millennium. And now that we're about to return, just a few things we wanted to say to you. And of course we are aware that if you have not been given an ingredient of knowledge, information, by that kingdom, then you certainly will have no capacity to know that I'm telling you the truth, or that this information has any validity. If you do know, when you hear what we're talking about, and when you study the information that we're leaving behind, that it has truth in it, and if you see yourself as a part of it, then you have to respond according to what you feel. We came from that time, that space, entered this one. When we came, we had to take human bodies. We didn't take them as infants. We came into them in the mid-70s. My partner, T, and I came into our vehicles a few years before we began to help these come into their bodies. We call them vehicles.
Yikes, so he doesn't even think he's himself. He thinks he's an alien, extra-dimensional entity that entered his body in the early 70s. I would guess during a drug trip. Von Tuck says, I can't tell who sounds crazier, the Heaven's Gate fellas or Trump right now at his rally.
And now it's time for us to leave the vehicles that we entered in the 70s. And you will likely, or many of you that might see this tape will say, what do you mean, leave your bodies, our vehicles? Well, actually, these aren't our bodies, our vehicles. We borrowed these for the time that we were here, for this specific task. And the task was not only to bring in information about that evolutionary kingdom level, but to give us the experience of working against the forces of what this evolutionary level, what the human evolutionary level at this time has become. And so it was a very good learning experience for us. And while it was a learning experience for us, it gave an opportunity for all who had ever received knowledge from that kingdom to have an opportunity to recognize us and this information and even move out of this kingdom and into the next level, or that evolutionary level above human, the kingdom of heaven, space, kingdom of God.
Is theirs a book that says Trump was incompetent that recently came out? What? Is that a question or a statement?
Now, we can't enter that kingdom by, and no one can enter that kingdom by trying to live a good life and misinformation that would have you think that the kingdom of God,
demons in an exemplary way.
They may think, goodness, I haven't gotten anywhere in getting control of your truth if you recognize us and this information. Now I'm going to splice this and show you some of this class. Thank you. Okay, we're rolling tape and the camera is on Jim Odie. Jim Odie, would you want to stand up there and so that we can take a look at your uniform? Okay. And maybe we can back up a little bit and get a little wider picture of the uniform. Okay. Good. Now come back and, if you would, and sit down and now if you would hold your patch, maybe we can zoom in on the patch. That great. See, turn it the other way a little bit. If you know, the opposite way a little bit. There you go. Now we don't have. There we go. See, it says Heaven's Gate Away Team, and that's exactly what that means to us. We've been away, and now we're going back.
Apparently they watch Star Trek all the time. I watched a documentary on Heaven's Gate a while back, and one of their favorite shows was Star Trek The Next Generation. Okay, go back to Jim Odie, if you would. Okay, thanks, Jim Odie. Now let's go to Dave Odie. Hi, Dave Odie. Look at the camera. You look great.
Okay, now let's go to Alodi. There's Alodi, and you might want to... There, great. Okay, Alodi's done a lot of our super artwork on our website, and the illustrations you'll really enjoy if you tune into Heaven's Gate website on the internet. Okay, let's swing over to Wendodi. Great, there's that little jerk there, and that wasn't Wendodi, that was our cameraman. Okay, that looks good. Okay, thank you, Wendodi. Let's move on over. There's Alex Odie. Hi, Alex Odie. They're all cameras shy. Okay, come on over to Steel Odie. There's Steel Odie. Might want to turn that down just a little bit. Great. Look at the camera, so that they would know that this was all that was anything to them. And
no, they don't die on film. This is just a final video they made.
Tickled him because he wanted to be sure that Leo is distracting to you.
So later they ended up taking poison and all dying. Except for, I believe, I think one of them, who was tasked with continuing to spread their message, maintain their website, etc. Crazy. Alright, I think I'm probably done for the day. I'm getting a little, I don't know why, if I'm just dehydrated or what, but I'm very spacey and like, I don't know. I'm not all there right now, so I can't be very entertaining to watch. So I will leave it for Monday when we will do Chud Watch. Okay? Hydrate will do. So who are we gonna rate? More hydrates. What's Left Flank Fats doing today? Sure. They just started, so perfect. Alright, have a good night, everyone. I'll be back Monday for Chud Watch. Hopefully John Doyle's video will be out by then. If not, he did something else with slightly offensive that's very offensive. I guess I'll see you guys then. Have a good night, and happy 4th of July. If you celebrate that, have a good weekend, grill, or do whatever you do. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh shit, we just caught a raid.
Ooh. Yeah. Hannah.
What
Awesome.
up?
What's up? What's up, y'all?
What up?
Happy to. Big fan.
Yeah,
love watching Hannah.
Big fans. Thank you, Raiders.
So welcome, Raiders. We're just getting into it. This is good vibes.